Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to episode 45. I am Professor Wolfizzle. I am truly delighted that you have tuned in today. As we move into our new rhythm of deeper, more focused explorations, I want to invite you to pause and reflect on your daily life. Today, we are discussing a phenomenon that defines the 21st century. It is a concept that explains why, despite having more freedom and more options than any generation in history, many of us feel more anxious and less satisfied. We are talking about the paradox of choice. In the modern world, we are raised on a specific ideology, that more is always better. We are told that our happiness is directly linked to our freedom to choose. We want more songs on our playlists, thousands of products in the supermarket, and endless potential partners on dating apps. We believe that abundance equals liberty. But psychological research tells a startlingly different story. When the number of choices increases beyond a certain threshold, our brains begin to struggle. Instead of feeling liberated, we feel paralyzed. This concept was famously brought to the mainstream by psychologist Barry Schwartz. He discovered that too much choice leads to several destructive outcomes. The first is analysis paralysis. This happens when the sheer volume of information overwhelms your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for executive functions. You spend so much time comparing minor details that you end up making no decision at all. Think about Netflix. Have you ever spent 40 minutes scrolling through titles, reading descriptions, and watching trailers, only to get so tired that you turn off the TV? That is your brain being defeated by excessive possibilities. Beyond paralysis, there is a biological cost known as decision fatigue. Every choice you make, no matter how small, consumes a tiny amount of glucose and mental energy. By the time you have chosen your coffee, your outfit, and which email to answer first, your decision muscle is already tired. This is why many high-achieving individuals, like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, chose to wear the same clothes every day. They were protecting their cognitive resources for the choices that truly mattered. In a world of infinite options, your energy is your most limited currency. The second psychological outcome is opportunity cost. In economic terms, every time you choose one thing, you are effectively rejecting everything else. If you have only 2 options, the loss is small. But if you have 200 options, your brain subconsciously starts to imagine the combined benefits of the 199 other things you didn't pick. This fuels the modern epidemic of FOMO, the fear of missing out. We are so busy looking at the other lives we could be living that we forget to inhabit the one we have chosen. This leads to the third and most painful outcome, post-decision regret. Even if we make an objectively good choice, our satisfaction is lower because we are plagued by the thought that another option might have been 1% better. We have become maximizers, people who are obsessed with finding the absolute best option. However, research shows that maximizers are consistently less happy and more prone to depression than satisficers, people who look for good enough and then stop searching. In 2026, this paradox is amplified by the infinity pool of the digital world. Social media and streaming apps are designed with infinite scroll and autoplay features. They are engineered to ensure there is always one more thing to see. This constant stream of stimulation creates a state of cognitive overload. Our ancestors had to focus on the survival of the body, we have to focus on the survival of our attention. If you do not learn to set boundaries, the digital world will consume your focus, leaving you in a state of perpetual distraction. This also applies to your journey of learning English. We live in an age of information obesity. There are thousands of apps, millions of hours of video, and endless lists of 100 words you must know. Many students fail not because they lack resources, but because they are drowning in them. They jump from one method to another, never staying long enough to build neural pathways. This is why I always advocate for consistency over intensity. It is better to listen to one podcast deeply than to listen to 10 podcasts distractedly. By limiting your choices, you free up mental energy for true acquisition. To combat the paradox of choice, we must embrace voluntary simplicity. This is not about being bored or lazy, it is about being intentional. It means choosing to be a satisficer. It means understanding that perfect is the enemy of done. It means practicing digital minimalism, deleting the apps that offer no value and focusing on the few that do. When you close the doors you don't need to walk through, the path ahead becomes much clearer. As you listen to episode 45, I want you to identify one area of your life where you can practice choice reduction this week. Maybe it's your morning routine, your social media habits, or your study schedule. Notice the feeling of relief that comes when you stop searching and start being. You are a brilliant mind in a very loud world. Thank you for choosing to spend your focus time with me. Your dedication to growth and your willingness to think deeply are what make this community so special. I am Professor Wolfizzle. Stay simple, stay intentional, and I look forward to our next conversation in episode 46. Goodbye for now.